Welcome back everybody to another video. In this video we are going to give the Borea BR03 triangle speakers a 7 months review and give you guys my take and experience with these speakers. I've been running these speakers for more than 7 months in this little theater room for the LCR left channel, right channel, and the center channel. And quickly let you guys know that these speakers, they're more on the bright side. So if you're looking for a warm sound, these are not it. Now, the speakers being bright, it could be good, it could be bad, but basically it's bright because the tweeter is really high. It has a high pitch, so you're gonna get your clarity. So I recommend, if you're running these bookshelves, you're gonna want to run your bass pretty deep on a lower frequency than normal, so that it'll make up for the high pitch frequency. I personally don't mind it being too bright, but being bright is not a bad thing. It's only bad if you're listening to like a headset. And if your speakers in your headset is bright, that might hurt your ears. But in this case, I was running it in. In fact, I was running all my movies in this room, and I didn't really notice the brightness of it. I knew it was a little bright than my other speakers. It's not as warm. But at the same time, I run my subwoofer in this room. I run it almost to 40 hertz, roughly between 40 and like 50-ish, 55-ish. I was running pretty low in hertz, so everything's pretty deep in this room. But I love these Boreas so much that I decided recently to move it into the living room. So I moved my Bowers and Wilkins bookshelves and center channel, my LCR, and swap it with the LCRs with this Boreas triangle, just to see how it would do in the main living room. Now, this is what I discovered. So obviously the experts recommend, if you're gonna run LCRs, obviously they want you to have the same brand for the left, right, and center channels. But not only that, these experts will want you to run towers for your left channel and your right channel. And bookshelves such as these, they always recommend you run it for the surround channels. For instance, your surround back and your surround rights, back rights and surround back lefts. So basically your surround left, your surround right. Basically that's what the experts recommend you to run the bookshelves. Me personally, unorthodox, I always run my towers for the surround right and surround left. And as far as bookshelves go, I run my bookshelves for my left channel and my right channel. But that's just me. Just want you guys to be aware of that. Also, these bookshelves, these Boreas, they're actually a little bit bigger and taller than my Bowers and Wilkins that I replaced, that I swapped out from this living room. So I end up running. So I was trying to run this on top of my bookshelf, so it didn't really fit. So I decided to turn it on the side. And even though they say it's not recommended to flip your bookshelves laying on the side, only if you have no choice, then you go ahead and do that. But I ran it for a whole day, and it just didn't sound right. So I just took it down, and where you see where I place it now is where I have it. So I pretty much have it on top of my two subwoofers. I'm running actually three subwoofers in this room here. But see, so I pretty much just put on top of the my subwoofer because that is where the what do you call it? The symmetry or that is where the speakers will align better. Is where I have it, so that's why I put on top of the subwoofers. Now, running these out here in the living room, blasting it, it sounds wonderful when you run it vertically. Do not run it. If you have no choice, you have no choice. But ideally, you want to run your bookshelves vertically, right? It's gonna sound a lot better, and just that's the way it's intended for. So I ran out here, did all my tests that I do with my other speakers and movies, and it is uh, it can run a big room like this one here. So it's even for their size and their bookshelves, they fill up this room. Now I noticed that running it out here, I noticed the brightness is a little bit more brighter because the frequency I run with my subwoofers, I'm pretty much running well the Validine here, but basically the main subwoofers I'm running are the Clips 15 inch and 12 inch, and the frequency I run it around like 60 hertz because especially the bigger, like this bigger clips I have right here, it's a beast. The frequency just will blow you away. But as far as like deep bass, it's, even though it's deep, it's not as deep as my Valentine that I have in the other theater room. So I notice that with the Borea BR03s, I noticed the brightness of the speakers because the way I'm running the setup out here. So when I'm playing Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 2019, and Cold War, I noticed the way that the gun hits and the bullets come out. It's not as warm, but you really notice the brightness of it. Now, it's all good as long as, like I said, you run it your subwoofers on low frequencies, which I do run it low out here. But with these clips, they're not as deep as my Valentine that I have in the theater room. Even though I run it pretty low, like a little bit under 60 hertz on my subwoofers, you can just notice the brightness. But besides that, these BR3's triangle bookshelves is worth every penny. Just keep in mind that it is. Just keep in mind that the speakers are without a doubt bright, so it's gonna have a lot of clarity, which is good. But you're gonna want to run your subwoofers on really low frequencies, so it can make up for the high pitch. So that's pretty much it for this video. I loved it so much in my theater room. I've been running a lot of movies in there, and it's been doing a hell of a job running in that small room. And I'm gonna keep it out in the living room because it sounds good out there too. And now I'm running my Bowers and Wilkins in the small theater room now with the projection. So that is pretty much it. Thanks guys for tuning in. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Hooded Dragons out.